Carl, how do you sell this movie? You know? It's a movie with sex, violence, and lovely Italian coastal lines. I mean, this is unmarketable. This could not sell anywhere. Where do you get off, you know?
I think it was genius. They looked at YouTube and they went, you know what's popular? Travel vlogs. Let's add tits.
Yep, done. That and Netflix are like, God, thank God, the stock flies up. We released 365 days this day. We're gonna be back, baby.
It's all the subscribers want. More 365 days.
I do love it. The Netflix guy was like, ugh, things are looking bad. What do we just start putting porn on the site? Would that get a boost?
In other news, Pornhub has acquired Stranger Things.
My name's Oscar.
My name is Carl, and this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about 365 Days This Day.
That's a bad mouthful.
That's an awful title, and I don't know what it's referring to now that I've seen the film.
No.
It currently has a 3 on IMDb, a 1.1 on Letterboxd, and it has no Rotten Tomatoes score, as barely anyone's seen it yet. I'm going to assume it's going to get 0%.
We midnight released for this one, and by midnight release, it kind of squirted out at like
Wednesday.
midday.
And we were like, we'll wait till Thursday afternoon.
I guess. I don't think people are... Anyway, the plot is Laura and Massimo are back and stronger than ever. That's false. But Massimo's family ties and a mysterious man bidding for Laura's heart complicate the lovers' lives. Is that what we watched?
I don't know. They're definitely not stronger than ever.
No.
This is a relationship on the rocks, and for a full film.
It's crazy as well because it started off with kidnapping, and it's only gone down. It's gone worse.
As a franchise as a whole, this movie could only go in so many interesting directions, and boy does it refuse to do any of them. Oscar, shall we go back in time to before we'd seen the film and try to figure out who would watch this?
Yes, please. Carl, we're watching the movie and then immediately reviewing the movie. But before we even press play on this Netflix button, thoughts?
Oh my God, I'm actually pretty excited. Because the last movie ended in such a bonkers way that I was like, if they can have that for a full film next time, that's a winner.
We don't need sex. We got enough in the first one. We're now here for action and plot.
You've established the kidnapping that didn't matter. And you've established all the drama that didn't matter, and now it's my belief that whatever the main character's name, she's dead, or to be dead, or die. I have no clue how they're going to open it. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited to have
Do you reckon it's going to open, like, during the incident and the crash, or is it going to be like, what do you reckon it is?
They've got a budget now, you know? Netflix like, okay, this was watched by $82 billion worth of people, so let's do a fucking, like, high-speed tunnel chase. It'll be powerful.
Could you imagine if this opened with, like...
Getting fingered in the back while they're fucking driving, and that would be cinematic. Oh, my word.
That would be good. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be for fans of the first one.
Yep. Who's jumping into the second one?
Do you think people are going to be coming back for it?
Oh, I don't know.
Were there fans? It's going to be one of those sequels where it's like, oh, people didn't actually come back for this.
Because, like, a lot of people watched it. I'm sure it'll get watched if Netflix kind of push for it. I don't know if Netflix...
Hey, we're watching it.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to jump... Here's the thing. If you're jumping into this one, I think they're clever to not call it the second one. Because if you just see this on your Netflix homepage, you might assume that this is the first one. So who's it for? Confused widowers who just want to watch a film and don't mind skipping to the sequel.
I'm still of the mind it should be called 365 Weeks.
That's 5 years.
Yeah, and then the next one can be 365 years.
Oh, powerful.
Like either there should be days, weeks, months, or it should be 365, 366, 367. That's where I'm firmly sitting on the title formula.
I was going to go downwards, so days, hours, seconds. However, I do...
but then yours is better! Fuck! Damn it!
Would people get that, though, in a descending order? Actually, no, there's a countdown, and there's a
countdown.
What
are they counting down to? 360... If the third movie's only 365 seconds, that'd be baller.
Oh my God, can you imagine a 6-minute tight shot? They have to condense everything down
to... It's all penetration. None of the foreplay. They were like, we know what our audience wants. Less foreplay, more Peno.
They're like, oh, gotta wrap this mafia subplot. All right, you're gonna be fucking her, shooting a gun. You got 4 minutes. Oh god, can we
You're
get
gonna
the
be fucking the mafia rivals.
Do you feel tired?
I'm so drained from this film. I thought this was going to be much better.
Yeah.
Because of the way the last one ended.
Yeah.
Why would they do this?
This
I'm so fucking annoyed. It's also my fault for being like, oh, remember that awful movie you watched a few weeks ago? What if the sequel was great? It's my own fault for being like, oh, you know what? It's gonna be like so bad it's good. This is the slowest movie I've ever seen. I hesitate to. There's too much sex.
There's too much sex in the first half, and then
then not enough. They did not sprinkle their sex.
oh my god, no! They blew their load in the first 20 minutes. They're like, we've got a lot of beach montages. Will that tire the hunger of the horny crowd? No, it will not. Netflix.
Maybe they're aware that people switched off the first one 40 minutes in, so they were like, put all the sex in the first 40 minutes, and if they're into it, they'll stay for whatever the fucking plot says on the other hour of it. Do we want to go to the beginning?
Yeah, this episode's going to be a lot of jumping around, and that's not our fault.
Oh,
that's
nothing happens.
Nothing
in the film.
happens. Nothing
then
happens.
Everything happens again. They did the same thing again. I'm so annoyed.
And you know what? They've hooked me. I'm going to be first one in line at Wednesday at 10 a.m. for the third one.
Oh, could you imagine if I'd watched this as a matinee? If this was in cinemas and we had to go and watch this as a matinee? Oh, how crushing would this be?
What a weird crowd that would be.
Crowd? They'd be like, oh, we actually weren't even going to play it this morning. It's just a contractual obligation. We advertise it's on at 9. Are you sure you want to see it? We can put on any other film for you if you want. There's literally nobody else here to see it.
How sad that'd be. They give you, here's a golden ticket to the cinema. Like, no. We're doing a podcast and we're going to be watching this film. So roll the tape and let's get this on the road.
All right. So I was very excited to see how they handled the ending of the first film.
Yes, for those who are new to this series, a lot of sex happens in the first one. The biggest thing is, though, the mafia attack our main protagonist, Laura, in a tunnel. And our other protagonist, Massimo, is devastated because they're like, what's happened to her? Has she died? Have they been, like, kidnapped? What's going on?
So the opening of the movie is we're straight into the sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of glitchy sex, though. Like, it's a high-level fantasy with glitches for some weird reason. I thought it was going to be a dream.
They dropped that very quickly.
Nope, it is reality. I was like, oh, because I thought maybe she was going to wake up at a hospital bed or something. Yep. And they're just like, you're late to your wedding because you were fucking. And I was like, what? What about the accident? What's going on? Where's the fucking closure? I was freaking out. Oscar and I watched this together, which we usually don't do for movies.
We're not friends.
How upset was I?
You were furious. You were screaming, the tunnel! The tunnel!
What happened in the tunnel?
Oh, don't worry. We get to learn what happened with the tunnel.
Yeah, we do. It was fucking lame.
Through dialogue. So the drunk... I
don't even know what the accident was.
I don't know what
happened. Was she sniped? Through the stomach? I don't know. Was there a car bomb?
I don't know. Okay, so what we've learned is, we haven't learned much, but essentially she went through the tunnel.
Yeah.
When she came out the other side, the baby was gone. Yeah. It was the hardest decision of her life.
Is that what they did? They steal a baby from her?
I think they, like, Ocean delivered her baby. You know? They only had 2 minutes in that tunnel, and oh my god, it was an operation.
It's Brad Pitt walking out in a SWAT uniform with a baby. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. Just everybody slowly walking into frame behind him as he cradles that baby. Oh,
that's a much interesting movie. Stealing a baby in a tunnel? Oh my god.
While it's barely, like, a thing. It's not like she was months pregnant. She was like, I've just found out the news. Also, so she's decided not to tell Massimo.
Yep.
Also, is this the same? I've forgotten what everybody looked like. It feels to me like there was a full recast.
It feels that, but I think we're just fuzzy. I think everyone's kind of just fuzzy in this film. You're kind of like, is that them? I think so. I think they've all gotten money. So they're like, let's have a nice,
I
let's
know.
have a nice day at hair and makeup.
Doesn't
And they went,
help when they pick a character and are like, oh, there's 2 of them now. And you're just
Oh.
like, oh, what?
so confusing. We'll get through all 6 characters because that's all there is. We got Massimo, he's back, angrier than ever.
Oh my
We
god,
got Laura.
what's he upset about? I don't know, not me. I have no clue. Could not follow what he's upset about all the time.
We got Laura, she's back, ooh, in a big way.
Yeah, and she's, she's more like independence for women this time. She's like, don't you tell me what to do, Massimo.
She was doing that in the first one.
Yeah, but now she's more. Now he's like, hey, you fell in manure and you smell like shit. Maybe you should have a shower. And she's like, don't tell me what to do, Massimo, and starts doing lunges.
Just heavy lunges in manure.
Heavy lunges in manure.
That's the best way to get a good ab workout though, you know.
The manure.
Yeah, the manure. Go get manure in your mabs.
Yabs.
Yes. We got Ogla. She's her best friend, who's a bit of a slut, but she's the comic relief. So you love to hate her.
It's fun that one character in this very serious, smutty movie is just like, you're going to fall over a lot. You're going to keep going, where's the booze? It's just like, you're like the pinnacle of like annoying Instagram. Like just personified into a person, and you're going to walk around the entire film.
We've got an Instagram comedian model on site. Just, they're going to do some bits and tricks and around. We're going to put it into the movie. She's dating Massimo's friend. So...
Friend? Worker? Co-worker?
Colleague.
I don't know.
Colleague. It's
Friend
awkward.
from high school. Friend
Yeah.
from college.
Acquaintance.
Butt buddy.
Yeah.
I don't want to
something.
label it, but it's
You've
definitely
labeled it butt buddy.
It's
fine.
well,
You
I
put-
mean,
you've
we're not saying
got-
it's
You've got
not.
the
We're not
label
saying
maker
it's
out.
not
You've got
that.
the label maker out.
Right under Massimo's forehead. I've also got Return to Carl. If lost, Return to Carl.
Who wouldn't love being Massimo in a little suitcase?
So right now, if Massimo was roaming the streets, I would look away. I'd be like, oh, don't acknowledge him. Don't make eye contact. Let's hope he's hit by a car.
We've also got. Do we spoil it? The movie?
Yeah, I think let's fuck it. The movie has no structure.
Yeah,
I don't know how to begin to talk about it. I think we're gonna have to just do the characters
Yeah.
and then jump around.
I think so. We got Nacho. Yep. His name comes up and they go, that's a silly name. He's like, it's a nickname. It's like, we change it.
I missed it for ages. Do you remember when I freaked out? I was like, is his name Nacho? And you were like, yeah, I've been joking about that for minutes.
It's been great stuff. It was comedy gold. I wish we were recording
You must
it.
have been so annoyed I wasn't laughing at any of what you were saying, because I
was-
was like, he's just making food gags. Little did I know this guy's name was Nacho.
I had taco. I had lots of things. Oh, they nailed it. I had fajita joke. It sizzled, okay?
Where the hell's quesadilla at?
So he's the sort of second film love interest, sort of, because...
He's the Jacob.
He's the Jacob.
He's the Jacob. He's the Sprouse. He's the...
Oh, this was something in After. Not After.
Sprouse is the after.
50
What's 50
Shades.
Shades? Who's the little what's it called? The boss?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's another... The person in the second movie that's not really ever going to be the love interest, but is a thing.
Yeah.
His name's Nacho.
Why do we think he's got the nickname Nacho? Do you reckon there's a fun story behind that?
I mean, they could have said that in this film, but they're like, no, we're not going to get into that.
you reckon it'd be like-
We've got plot to kill.
I'd love it to be like one of those things where it's like he was just mercilessly bullied as a child and then had to adopt the name Nacho so that people would like...
Defend it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you brought nachos into like school, I think that's a bully offense. I think that's fine.
Do you reckon he brought nachos into school? Like, yeah, because I like did a fart one day and it smelled so much like nachos. Everybody was just like, Nacho, Nacho. And he was like, my dad works for the mafia, shut up.
I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. Nacho made a fucking boom boom in his little pants. Got some ground beef down there.
What are they in preschool? You made boom boom. Did you? If you ever said that to somebody in high school, you deserve to be bullied.
That's why my name's Boom Boom. Okay, I learned from my mistake. Not really.
Man, you were so influenced by Basil Brush as a kid, weren't you?
I just ganked that. Boom Boom. It was right there. What an idiot. He just left it untrademarked. Who else do we have?
We've then also got the female rival, which is Massimo's ex-girlfriend.
Yes. She will not be getting a name because the film failed to remind us.
She'll barely be getting a scene,
Yeah.
so we're not going to give her a name.
But she's Massimo's ex, and
Yeah.
now the big twist of the whole series.
Massimo's twin brother.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
No, I don't think it tells us either.
We'll call him Massimo.
I think we should give it a fun name. We got Nacho, Massimo Curry.
What do you want to call like a?
It's like
What like a sauerkraut? Should we call him Crowdy?
Let's get Crowdy, Farty Crouch Jr. That's his new name. No, Crowdy is his name. That's Massimo's twin brother. He's from Germany, but he looks very similar to him.
I gotta tell you, the range that this actor does not have to play two characters was shocking, and it was all for it. To be honest,
appalling. It was the best part of the film. Pretty much whole film, he's a stoic kind of like model face, very angry, and you're kind of like, all right, let's give him a bit of range.
Oh, it was so good when they're just like, you know what, we're gonna trust this actor. He's gonna make a choice, and we're gonna go with it. And I was like, oh yes, it's blowing up in his face. I was like, I'm sorry to that actor, but like the most entertaining part of the movie is your performance. So thank you.
He plays a drunk Joker. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. He's like, I'm just gonna lick your face, and now I'm very evil. And,
he's like. No, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
Anyways.
But those are a loving band of characters.
Yeah.
So now we got 2 hours to fill. How are we gonna fill it?
I don't know, with a penis. That's how they're gonna fill it. Because there's so much sex. So much sex for so long.
Yeah.
So much sex, in fact, Oscar and I started fast forwarding the sex just to get to the plot.
Oh, yeah.
We might be the only people that have ever had to do that. Because I was like, I hate this. I don't want to watch this get to the plot.
We were just like, we can't make notes. They fuck in various rooms. That's like 20 of my notes.
They can't. Most of the conversations they have as a couple is just them rolling over, waking up after sex and going, more? And then they go again. It's awful. And then you know what's happening with all the side characters? They're just fucking too.
I think the first 20 minutes is Massimo and Laura fucking.
Yeah.
And then they catch their good friends
Yeah.
fucking. They're wearing whipped cream. It's like, oh,
She's
this
cooking
is
a
funny.
full meal.
Oh
she's
my
like,
God.
She's like, oh, does anybody want something? I'm about to sear some steaks. And just puts it down
on his abs.
The amount of cream and cereal she puts on this man.
Syrup too.
Yeah.
A sticky situation.
It's
Because they think it's like,
gross.
oh, it's a hot thing, like whipped cream and stuff. No, this person's a whole bridal cake is on this man's chest. It's weighing him down.
Oh, you know in Elf when he makes all those disgusting sweet treats?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like she was doing to him.
Yeah.
I reckon had the two main characters not intruded when they did, she would have eaten that man whole.
She would have OD'd on sugar alone.
She would have just been like, I'm going to eat you from the feet up, and then we're going to deal with cannibalism the rest of the movie. Because I'll tell you what, he's a short man. 5 to 6 mouthfuls for that woman.
Oh yeah, and if you snake it, you're gonna.
They walk in and his outline's in her skin. And she's like lying like, oh, what? What's happening?
Come back in 60 days. I gotta rest. I've had a big meal, a lot of sugar. I'm kind of crashing down right now. Then they go back to fucking, and then they go back to fucking.
There's a fun part when actually that assistant walks in to what's the friend's name again? Olga
and Dominico.
When Dominico walks in on Olga, she's in the bath, and he's like takes his underwear off in front of her. She looks at it so dissatisfied. It's hilarious how much she kind of rocks forward in the bath like, I don't want to get up for this, but let's see what's going on here. And then it's like, lays back down in the bath away from him, and he is distraught. So that's a good high point for the film for me.
He's holding like a rose in his mouth, and it pretty much goes woo.
It does. It gets stink lines. It's like, Oh, I gotta tell you right now, the amount of sex that these two couples are having, not healthy. There should not be this amount of sex in a relationship. And you know what? I'm happy to go on record with that. It seems exhausting. There's so much. It's so much. They're doing like 4 or 5 times a day, every day.
No, we're really playing into the podcast stereotype. Just like, this isn't realistic. Who fucks like this? I don't know. No. No, that's insane.
Oh, I'm telling you right now.
I could relate to that man in the bath though. Just.
I related to just the bath. I was like, oh yeah, that's what. Tell you what, if I had a choice between 5 sexes in a day, I'd choose the bath.
Oh, the bath was gorgeous.
bath looked
wasn't it? It
great.
was 2 meters long, filled. Oh, it was steaming as well.
It was steaming, absolutely steaming.
You'd
You
have
know what
to.
wasn't steaming? The sex. I think it's like you've got too much. You got to leave some for when you're older, you know, because otherwise,
It's not like
year-
it's not like period.
no, a year down the road they're going to be like, oh, remember when we used to fuck 4 or 5 times a day?
We cashed it in.
and now we only do it once a week. And I'm like, had you started once a week, you'd be fine, wouldn't
be
you?
fine.
Because you would plateau. You'd be like, oh, we're hitting our minimum. That's good.
Every couple should know you got a max. You've only got a cup. You only got a certain number. Like, you don't know when you're gonna reach that, but you gotta pace it out. Start in a month. Once a month. Keep it healthy. And then when you get to like 70, 60, you can go, and then you've kind of got like a super retirement. So you can go 2 a week, but you gotta stretch it out.
When you're sick, God, no, you break a hip. Surely you go down to like once every 365
No.
days.
If you save in your youth, you can actually live a much healthier
The sex
life.
compounds. It's fine. It's healthy.
We've got a calculator up here. We'll do it right now. You just deposit one into your wife a month. You keep that going regularly. You're going to compound quite a lot of sex. That's how it works. But they're burning through their savings.
Oh, they're burning through the set. Burning through this. Oh, it's too much sex. Oh, I'll tell you what, no wonder she's over him within 40 minutes. She's like, I've seen every move he could possibly do in a single honeymoon. Every single move. We fucked morning, day, nighttime, morning again.
We didn't eat for 4 days.
Oh my
I was
God.
hollow.
She looks awful. She looks sickly in terms of how much sex they've all had.
glass of water in days.
He's lying there like, I've got nothing in me. Nothing to give.
Not a drop.
Honestly, it's the best piece of comedy in the whole film. It zooms out. He's got a little cast on his penis. He's like, look, it's broken. Look what you've done to it. Aye.
They fuck. We won't talk about the fucking because there's not really much to talk about. But there's
No.
this weird thing where like they're fucking hard, but he's wearing his pants and shoes and just kind of like taking down his belt to his ass.
Yeah,
So
it's
he's
not
kind
even
of-
good sex.
He's kind of like I need a piss, but I need to also get like some ass, some like space.
It makes me think the actor got self-conscious between films.
He's like, I don't want to see the back of my thigh.
He's like, I would love to not have to take pants off the full way this time.
Mm.
And they're like, what are you on about?
Can I just piss in her? Like, wait, no, stop.
The most exciting scene in the entire thing was she ties him to a chair.
Yeah.
And then gets out like a vibrator and he's fully clothed. And I was like, oh my God, what's she going to do to him? But she just fucks herself.
Yeah.
And he watches. And then she's like, now you can do whatever you want with me. And he rips his arms
the
away.
worst sound effects ever. It's this tiger roar, roar, and you're like, oh, I was off.
It's got a tiger roar that's from him and what sounds like Batman flying when he removes his little arm things.
He's activated. So far, we're 40 minutes in.
It's crazy we're 40 minutes into
yeah,
the film.
there's been no conflict, and the film's like, fuck, there needs to be conflict. Pretty much, if I can
Let's
get...
bring in a gardener.
Yeah. No, before that, they're like, so Laura's bored of her life. I think she wants to work, but she's kind of like, I think the main thing is she doesn't like that she can't just go anywhere. Like, Massimo's like, you have to stay in these lovely, gorgeous resorts.
He's like, you just stay in the country. And she's like, no, I feel like a prison. It feels like prison again.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm trying here. I'm trying.
I released you from the basement, didn't I?
Yeah. It sounds like she wants the basement again.
No, the basement was lovely,
The
though.
basement was... Do you remember that fireplace in the basement?
Oh my god, the interior.
Stunning.
It was gorgeous.
Oh my God, it was.
Goodness.
Missed the basement.
So the main conflict is pretty much, so far, she's like, I want something to do.
Yeah.
I think that's just the movie, the character going, please, give me something. Give me something. So Massimo's like, I failed you. I'll come back to you. But at the moment, they're on the rocks.
Yeah. They're on the rocks. And while they're on the rocks, a sexy, sexy gardener enters.
A whole plate of nachos just rocks into her mouth. Just,
This is Nacho. I don't know how he got through the security and everything there, considering it's revealed later he is part of the mafia.
He's the son of the head of the mafia.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I feel like they'd have a picture. But essentially, I don't know if he's like...
He does wear a cap, I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, he's wearing.
Surely you couldn't. You'd be like, the son of the mafia wouldn't wear a cap, would he?
No,
He'd wear a bucket hat.
It's like a trucker hat too. It doesn't. It looks like it's like been edited on him. It doesn't look like it should ever be on his face. But he's the
Do you
gardener.
reckon they CGI'd the cap
I
in?
think so.
They
They
were
had
like,
the budget.
nobody's gonna people. 2 idiots are gonna be sitting on a podcast being like, why didn't anyone see him in security? And then they're gonna be like, you know what? Put a cap on him. Then they can't complain because he'll have capped his way through.
We can't.
It's flawless.
What's his plan? Is he a gardener to gain intel on this mafia?
He's trying to steal her.
Yes, he's trying to steal her
Yeah.
because we'll find out later. But
It's so convoluted. It's very telenovela-esque in terms of how
it
convoluted
was literally
the
a
plan
twin.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll come back to the gardener anyway, but she's immediately interested. Like, he walks in, she's like, hey, you thirsty? Watches him drink a glass of water like a fucking idiot, and is like, oh, man, I
He
wish I...
spills it down his singlet a little bit. He dribbles a bit. She's like, God damn, the bar's low, but I'd ride you like a goddamn plate of, I don't know,
like,
enchiladas.
She's like, God, I wish I was that glass. Look at the way he's holding that glass. The amount of sex that's been in this film, I was shocked he didn't then fuck a fern.
Yeah.
Like...
Him wanking in the bushes, just like, God, that's... But it's still filmed in that cinematic with the songs. Do we get into the music, Carl?
Oh, I forgot to... We forgot the other character of the film, essentially.
Yeah, sorry.
Which
Here's the
is...
thing. A lot of films have, like, you know, maybe the city's a character. You know, it kind of breaks down, like, what the whole film represents. This film has... How many songs would you reckon?
I reckon this has like 30 songs in it, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have a score, it just has songs.
And what kind of... There's kind of, like... Like, you know...
Bassy, pop,
music that...
grunge?
Yeah, it kind of sets the mood, but not even sets the mood, just tells you what the mood is. Just, they're not in love, so they're not going to be good together.
But then the lyrics will say it.
The lyrics say
are
it.
like, they're not in love.
Maybe Nacho can satisfy her.
She wishes she was that glass.
It's really on the nose.
It's really on the nose. And it was happening so much to a point, we started doing karaoke to the
We
subtitles
did.
that popped
It's
up.
the only way to get past this
Oh my
movie.
god, because it happens so frequently. The moment a song ends, another song begins.
I'm not, and we can't stress, like, watch the film for that alone. Like,
It's insane.
I've never seen a movie. There was, I think, 8 minutes of silence, and we were like, what's going on? We were scared.
It reminded me of like the first 20 minutes of Suicide Squad. Do you remember when they're like cutting between Harley Quinn in prison and Will Smith
Every
and that?
pop
And it's
song.
like every pop song was a different character.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh wow, this is like really a lot to handle.
Yeah.
This is worse.
Yeah.
This
The
is so much
entire
worse.
film. The
Yeah.
entire film. Because so far it's been a bit padded with a bit of montages. I think every scene starts with like, well, let's just take a moment
Oh.
in the scene.
Oh, script-wise, it must have gone, she enters. There's a long beat.
Beat
Every
beat,
time.
beat, and the music supervisor's like, oh, so there's a
There's
song
a
playing
song here? Yeah, the beat.
All right, I guess I'll do another one.
Starts on the piano. Ooh, okay, I like that the song.
She's
Funky's
at
going
the
on.
beach. She's at the beach.
She's at the beach, standing around. Dun, 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 dun.
It's like a sitcom. Every time they walk in, just like it's pretty much like applause, but instead they've got a tune to sing.
They do. They've got a. It's like in Seinfeld, when it's like when they walk into a new area.
But imagine that the whole film, but the beat isn't like it's not like playing it like a musical. It's just kind of they've found songs and then they played it over it loudly.
There's so many montages and slow motion walks to these pop songs, but I gotta tell you, I was in agony every time one of these played. The moment they were like, let's the drama's heavy, let's sit in silence for a few minutes, I was begging for a song. It felt like it grinded to a halt. All of the energies in the songs for some reason. It's bizarre.
How weird is it? The second they sit down, and they don't do it very often to sit down about like, let's chat plot.
Yeah.
It feels slower. I
my
mean, they
God.
knew what they were doing, but they've done it in such a dirty way.
It's like if somebody was about to stab me with a lamb shank, but I had to slowly watch them eat it and sharpen it and then stab me with it. That's how much it slows down and then hurts me.
Oh, it does. Right in the jugular.
Yeah, you want to get in this section if you really want them to bleed to death quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with a lamb shank.
No, I'm going to do it in the foot. Really slow this down. I've got a song.
You're going to go for the
Just
Achilles?
stab Carl in the foot. It's going to take a while. Ba,
It's also weird for like a movie that has a lot of subtitles. It's all English music. Like all of it.
Well, it's weird because Massimo's Italian, I think, but I think he speaks other languages, but then he doesn't speak Polish.
Yeah.
So pretty much every single piece of dialogue in the film is English, except when Laura and Oglar speak.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we're going to chat in Polish.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Sure.
Strange choice.
Anyway, so we're now at a ball, right? There was a weird Christmas segment where there was like 3 Christmas pop songs.
Yeah, that was painful. I'd never found... They found Christmas music I'd never heard of. And you feel like every single Christmas song you've heard.
Yeah.
But this was like new.
Oh, it ruined Christmas.
But like, what happens in this scene? Does anything happen?
The 2 friends get engaged.
Yep. There's a lot of weddings, but I never know who for.
No, neither.
No.
I don't know why it's Christmas.
No, because then the next scene is not Christmas.
What was the point of
How
this?
long have they been doing this for?
I don't know.
Again, there's
Has
no...
it even been 365 days
From
yet?
the first film?
Is it like showing us just a year in their life over the course of 3 films?
They have not explained that well. Every song's
It just feels like so much has happened.
and
But
yet
nothing.
Nothing happened.
Nothing's happened. All they've done is fuck.
That's the thing. It takes its time. Every single shot of sex, a day.
Yeah. If these 2 keep fucking, soon it's not going to be special.
No.
No.
And that's the real tragedy.
Yeah, it's going to be the real tragedy. And then she'll be moving on to Nacho. Anyway, so they're at a ball. We see...
From the first film, essentially.
Yeah, they're basically like, it happens every year. Let's go to
Yeah.
another ball. They're at a ball. The ex-girlfriend's there. She leads Massimo away.
Yes.
Laura gets really upset. She's like, I'm going to follow them like the little dork that I am. And so she follows them.
She is now a dork, by the way.
She's
It's weird. She
super dork.
regresses to like, she goes, where are my glasses? She can't find them.
Oh my god, she says Jinkies alert. She's classic Velma vibes.
Oh yeah. It's a Halloween party, so they are dressed up for the occasion. Massimo's in like a big hot dog suit, and the ex is dressed as like, I don't know, a cat, but not sexy. So it's
Not
a weird
sexy cat,
scene.
like a Skimbleshanks.
Yeah.
She's in overalls.
Yeah, and then they get fucking. The hot dog keeps fucking Skimbleshanks. It's probably the most arousing scene of the whole film.
It's shocking to see Massimo's already having sex with the ex again.
Yes.
So Laura doesn't want to confront them, figure out what's going on. She's going to take it as just what she's seen.
It's weird though, because she walks in, the ex sees her, Massimo's like, and I guess we learn it's the brother.
Which is why I guess Massimo was looking away. Or,
Yeah.
sorry, what did we call him?
Sauerkraut.
Crowdy.
Crowdy.
Which is why Crowdy's looking away.
But it's funny because now looking back at that, he's doing that like, I think he's trying to do like a Joker Jack Sparrow-esque thing, right? What is that? Because he's kind of swaying while he fucks her. He's like, He kind of looks like drug-induced, pretty much.
Yeah, he does. He's like, why is the rum always gone?
She runs off. She's devastated.
Upset. She runs right into the arms of Nacho. He's standing right out front and is like, I gotcha. My arms act like a net to put you inside the car, but you're coming voluntarily. You're coming voluntarily.
Yeah, so far, I think, again, the bar for men in this film has been pretty awful. The first guy she was dating sang Happy Birthday at Spa, disgusting. Massimo, did kidnap her and is an awful person.
But is more attractive than the guy that's saying Happy Birthday.
And here's the thing about that. Like, morally speaking, if you're an ugly, you're going to hell. We've committed ourselves. We're committing 2 sins, podcast and ugly.
It's true.
But
why aren't our faces on screen right now?
we just start judging them. God, they're ugly. God, we refuse to show us our faces, but just take it on word. We look like Massimo.
It's true. I was like, did the actor get self-conscious because he doesn't want to take his pants off? Says the guy that doesn't want to put his face on camera.
I'd kill myself if they even saw my hand. My weak, small hands.
Could you imagine me as a hand model? They'd be like, what are you, fucking anxious or something? Why are your fingernails bitten? Be like, no, please, don't come for me.
That did happen at the hand modeling station, wasn't it?
It was just my dream for so long.
And they took that away from you.
I absolutely took it away
They
from
put a glove on you, didn't they?
It's true, they did. And then they said I had ugly feet too.
Yeah.
I said I'm wearing shoes. How could you possibly know?
Oh, it was the tone of your body. You can tell.
They could tell from me walking away. They said pretty feet wouldn't walk like that. Single tear rolled down my eye, and they were like, "You won't be a face model either. Your tears look acidic."
God,
It's
they're
like-
green, like a bog.
But enough about me.
Carl's revealed himself, but I'm a gorgeous man, just by the way. Just with very dainty hands. They also laughed at my hands.
You've
I
got
wasn't even-
T-Rex-ish hands. Your arms come to here. And you're like,
I've got the body of Massimo and the arms of a small Victorian child.
a ghostly child trapped in the walls. You're the boy. You've got Massimo meets Brahms, the boy
I've got
energy.
porcelain hands that can't really move.
God, you're good at doing the robot at a party, though. People compliment you on that.
That's why I live in the party life. I go into the drugs so I can do the robot.
Any excuse to do the robot every night. Yeah, so she's now just living with Nacho.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he's taken her to like a private island with his pregnant sister. And she's now like, I feel free again. And I'm like, you couldn't be more trapped now.
Oh, exactly. You're on the run. And again, the setting has not changed. You're still in these gorgeous. They were on honeymoon. They go, let's go back to our home. And it's the same beach, I swear. They've just like gone like the most expensive Airbnbs in like a 50-kilometer radius. And they've just popped around there.
Absolutely. The house never looks the same once.
No.
I'm like, why is he... It's also one of those things where you're like, as a gardener... He's one, hasn't worked the entire time he's been with you. Two, is living in multi-million-dollar houses. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's not a gardener. But it takes her ages to come to that
Like
conclusion.
an hour 10 in, she's like, hang on.
She's like, I've been living with you for months.
And we've moved like 4 times because they're on the run. And each house is more extravagant than the last.
I've seen you wipe your ass with $1 million. Surely you're not a gardener. And he's like, well.
I've got the shovel though, so that's pretty gardening-esque, isn't
Yeah.
it? I had a rake at the other one, so...
Just walks around with little clippers. He's like, look at me clip.
Also, 2 things. One, Massimo must have realized that the gardener's been missing for like months. I feel
The
like
gardener's dead. Just in the hedges, they find him. Nacho to kill the gardener.
takes his hat. Won't be noticing me anytime soon.
It's so funny though, especially that it's like, he's the gardener. And when you look at Massimo's like grounds, there's such a little garden.
It's
like
pretty
he's just a mower, I guess. Like there's no garden to be had.
Not only that, there's a scene where they have like a Roomba lawnmower. So is
What was that? Is that real?
That's real, yeah.
I want one of them.
That's mad,
but
isn't
for the
it?
carpet.
Oh yeah, just rag it all up. Really just get it going.
Instead of buying one shaggy rug, just want to buy a lawnmower Roomba.
That would be fun as a
That would
shag
just-
carpet. Just kind of let it go loose.
You're like, oh, it's all diced up. That's fun.
God, you can insulate a wall with that, you know? So many good uses. A bit of arts and craft.
Could inhale it.
Oh, an asbestos shag rug.
Look at that, my asthma's come right on back. She keeps on having sex dreams about the gardener while she's there.
Which I think is just replacement because we haven't had any sex.
Well,
This-
the sex has stopped.
Yeah.
Thank God.
They ran out.
Oh,
you know.
what
They
did I
hit-
say would happen? Exactly what happened.
Hit the quota.
Yeah.
But before the honeymoon was even done.
Oh, absolutely. I told you can't do this. Look, as somebody that's been on 4 honeymoons and hasn't had sex on any of them, you can't have this much sex on them.
No.
You can't.
You can't even consummate the marriage.
No.
No. You're still engaged to 4 of them.
What?
In a court of law, how many times do you fuck? I'm saving it.
Would it be weird if I said I was celibate?
I'm a man whore, but just for
Just for love. I like the idea of commitment, but not.
I'm a complex dude, okay? That's why chicks dig me.
People are drawn to me because I'm miserable. And I make them miserable too.
The body does not help, though.
So, no. No, my dainty feet and hands. No. That's why I can't keep a ring on this finger. It falls right off. That's how limp my hands are.
Always downward position. Just kind of limp.
Can't drive a car either.
I'm like Sonic, there's rings around me everywhere.
I know, but I'd be really good at puppeting. No, somebody puppeting me.
Oh, true.
Quick, Oscar, what a great idea. Get some string on these dainty hands.
We'll save the podcast. You guys can't hear it, but we're puppeteering Carl right now.
I'm not enjoying it. It feels really demeaning.
If I could change your mouth, I would.
Shuckating shuckatash. Oscar made me say that.
Carl, why are we padding this episode?
Because nothing happens in this movie. What's the time? Oh, we're 44 minutes in. Let's get to the end.
We can get to the end.
Let's get to the end.
All right, real quickly. Anything we need to cover?
Yeah, whenever there's a car driving, their music is like massive booming horns from Inception.
Yeah.
It's like, womp, womp. No.
I like in this universe, they've swapped it. So the score was the music and the music was the score.
It was fun. It was just fun because it's like, oh man, that music's really epic. Surely that would be for an epic scene, but a lot of the time it's just Massimo trying to do a reverse parallel.
He's not great at driving.
Awful at driving.
He can do a 3-point turn, but the parallel gets him. You can't do it.
Absolutely. He's also bad at a hill start.
Oh yeah, he cannot get it. The clutch, he was automatic for a couple of years, and the manuals really he's thrown him.
Did you get a hill start on your driving test?
No.
What were the two
I'm
that
an
you
automatic boy. I don't know how to drive manual.
Oh,
It's
God.
my biggest shame and weakness.
Should I teach her? You want
Let's
to be
go
taught?
outside. Let's go outside. I would love to learn how to drive manual, but not by you. You're dainty. I'd have to move them. You'd be pointing with your little hands, all right? You want to touch that. I can't. I drive an automatic, but I have the manual console here. Because I know how to drive manual, but I'm not. It's very impractical.
We've got a Tesla. I press a button.
Can't even do that. I have to get all my weight into it. Just fall into the
I use
button.
my wrist. My wrist goes right on into
It's a
the
very
button.
sturdy wrist.
All right, we need to stop padding. Yeah, look, so the other thing is also, so she keeps having sex dreams about him. The other thing that I want to note is one time Nacho just watches her have a sex dream and he's like, were you having a nightmare or a sex dream? And she was like, sex dream. And he was like, who was in it? And she's like, you. And he's like, was I good? And it's just like the confidence that he's like, he fucks well in other people's dreams too.
That's how strong Nacho is.
That's an intense confidence. It's also really fun because she's like, I've had better sex dreams.
Right after they've discussed the sex dream aspect, he's like, well, after a sex dream, you must be tired. Come to my villa. They're at this moment, they're like the fourth safe house. It's just like a rinky-dink veranda with like thousands of dollars worth of like modeling things. He goes, let's have some breakfast.
Yeah. He then proceeds, as they just chat, to keep piling plates of food onto the table. At one stage I thought, are there more people going to join them? But no, he puts down a giant frittata for the two of them each.
It's thick. It's thick.
So thick.
It's
Like he's done it to the top of the pan. That's got to be minimum 8 eggs a frat,
Yeah.
right?
That's the ratio.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's then given her eggs on toast
Mm-hmm.
too, as a side dish to the frittata. Not that I hate frittatas. The last thing I want is more eggs as a side.
Can you imagine that? Quiche is also for seconds, and we also have an egg-based custard for
Like,
dinner.
and then at the end, well, it's just whipped meringue, isn't it? Just
I'll crack some yolks into your mouth.
it's like, sorry, all that lives on the island are chickens, bloated, pregnant chickens.
Can we have some chicken? No.
No.
We're
Throw off the ecosystem.
You kill one, the rest
Yeah,
are gonna get insecure.
Absolutely not. You ever found out what came first, the chicken or the egg? We hesitate to ask.
You lose the chicken, we might lose the eggs. You just don't know with this. It's a fragile ecosystem.
So we do what anyone does: eat all the eggs at any fucking point in time. Because he's also piling on bowls of berries and oats, and he's got giant spoon. He's put so much.
We know
food
he's
on the
rich,
table.
but like he's on they're at a safe house, so he must have sourced this.
Oh, it's one of those things where I would have sat, if I still thought he was a gardener at this point, looking at the amount of food he put on the table, I'd be like, are you well off? Because if I dared to make that amount of food for 2 people, that's my paycheck gone.
The eggs are free, and it's still that fucking expensive.
Still that I had to catch the chicken with my hands, squeeze them so they shot out like a fun little gun. Oh my god, what a gluttonous whore. Nacho
Not
is-
through the sex, but just the amount of food they consume. They're whorish.
This is probably the most sex-intense scene in the movie, and there's none there. It's just a lot of food. The last thing you pair with a lot of sex is a big meal.
I can't think of anything less sexy than a frittata.
Oh my god. It's the worst of the breakfast items. I can't think of a worst breakfast item.
Imagine looking at an omelette going worse.
Oh my god. I sometimes have an eggs Benny.
Yeah.
Can't get through it. So I don't know what he thinking that poor woman's going to have a minimum 8 egg
Imagine waking up
breakfast.
shaking someone like you just had a sex dream. Come and have a quiche, essentially. A thick loaf of egg.
Yeah, he's watched you have a sex dream, then forced you a dish. This is a nightmare scenario, and you thought the last place was prison. Oh, the audacity, Laura. Get your shit together.
Right, let's wrap up this
Yeah,
mess.
let's get to the... at the beginning of the movie, I saw that it was R with sex scenes and blood and gore, and
Yeah.
I got very excited waiting for the blood and gore.
The ending delivered in every way. I will say this, fuck this movie for essentially an hour 25 of nothing.
Hour 30.
And then...
An hour 35 even.
yeah.
Seriously.
It's an hour 40, and then they're like, shit, the plot! And they just throw everything at you.
They're like, oh my god, what can we do to speed things up? And they're like, we've got a barrel of blood. Can we do anything with that? And they're like, yeah, let's have a mass shooting.
Set the scene, set the scene.
All right, so Laura's like, oh, what are we going to do today? And Nacho's like, I'm going to take you to see my dad. And she's like, oh, that's a weird thing to do. Why would I go? And who's going to be there? And he's like, Massimo. And she's like, Massimo's going to be there? Why would Massimo know your dad? And then Nacho's like, I'm going to take a shower while you still try and piece together that I'm the villain. So then she confronts him in the shower and is like, you're not a gardener. And he's like, oh my god, you're thick, aren't you? He's like, I'm the son of the rival mafia. And she's like, oh, you used me. And he's like, no, my feelings for you were real. But yeah.
But yeah, I did use you.
Yeah.
Can't stress that enough, you were used.
He's like, you did willingly come with me. And she's like, but what if I hadn't? And he's like, I would have found a way.
Yeah, would have 365'd you.
Yeah, what 365
why
you're
it's
in a
this day.
in a heartbeat. Do you reckon was this whole movie a single day?
Single day.
Single
Single
day,
day.
potentially.
Yeah.
That's why it's too much sex.
I'll say it right now, actually, if you had that much sex, you probably do need a loaf of eggs to get the protein back into you.
A loaf of eggs is the most disgusting way to describe
That's a frittata.
dish.
That's a frittata.
That's a thin loaf, though. You know, maybe some...
Not theirs. It was not theirs. It was like, I shit you not, like, 15 centimeters at least.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking... Let's get off the frittata.
Get off the frittata.
So anyway, they're driven to the meeting.
Yeah.
Massimo's chatting with the mafia's dad and is like, Massimo, you're not coming together. We're not able to control you. You're going out of bounds. We've stolen your wife. He's like, I want to see my wife. And he's like, she's fine. He's with my personal bodyguard. And Nacho leans forward into the dad's ear and is just like, she actually walked away with 2 other random bodyguards. And the dad's like, fuck.
Good. Oh,
So Nacho's like, quick, let's give Massimo a gun and we'll go and sort out who's taken her. Turns out who's taken her is the ex
and Kraut.
Right? This is where we get the performance.
We mouth open. This is what we've been waiting for. Literally any stimulation that isn't sex or just eating or a montage. This is essentially the ex has Laura.
Yeah.
Mouth. She's ready to shoot this bitch.
Yeah.
She's ready to kill.
And he's hamming it up.
Oh my god.
He's like, I'm gonna shoot ya. I'm gonna get ya. And you're just like, what's going on? And then the ex walks around from behind and is like, I'm here too with a gun. And then the two men, then Massimo and Nacho enter and we have a Mexican standoff.
Which is crazy for this film. And while it's a Mexican standoff with a drunk Joker in the corner going, I might shoot her, I might shoot you, I might shoot me. I'm crazy.
He's like, I'm on crack and heroin and all the drugs you've ever seen.
I'm coming down on all and coming up on all everything else.
Clearly the actor of Massimo's never done a drug. Because he's like, woo, woo. He's acting it like he genuinely is like a clown.
Yeah.
Like a fun clown you'd see at Luna Park or something like that.
It is crazy acting wise. They've gone, right, you're hot as hell. And he was like, listen, I kind of want to broaden my horizons.
Yeah. It's one of those things though where they're just like, what's your big differentiation going to be between the two twins you're playing.
Because they look very similar.
They look very similar, and the fun thing he goes, he's like, "Oh, I'll hunch."
He's got this like sort of like cat, like a Quasimodo sort of like vibe. He's like,
He does.
yeah,
He does
it's
have
like,
quite a few. He's
yeah, I'm gonna.
He's like, I haven't been the same since Notre Dame went down.
in flames.
Anyway, so Laura's like, fuck this. This is taking a long time.
Yeah.
Escapes Kraut's arms.
Yeah.
The ex fires a gun at her. And this is one of the most bloody shots I've ever seen in a film. It's hilarious.
Slow motion, bang, right through like her rib cage, just out the other side. The blood squirts from both angles.
Oh my, just mists into the air.
If the tunnel was ambiguous, this is death.
Oh my
She pretty much
God.
should have got curb stomped at the end.
Absolutely. It was like she was shot with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And I can't wait for the next movie when they're just like, that was a rough accident.
That was a rough accident. Should we fuck? Should we do anal?
Anyway, so then the...
So Laura's dead.
Ish. Yeah,
Ish.
presumed dead.
Yeah. Nacho shoots the ex. Bang. She's dead.
She's also shot right through the breast.
Yeah.
Just obliterated onto the ground.
They were like, can we get sex and blood in the same scene? Yes, we can.
And then nobody's going to shoot Kraut.
It's this weird standoff of not like an actual Mexican standoff, just kind of like an awkward elevator. Should I go in? No, you go in, sort of thing. And then sort of like, what's it called? Kraut's like, I guess I'll shoot. And he kind of picks up his gun, and both of them like, don't you dare. That's our level. We're going up. You're going down.
It was very like the actor wasn't sure if he wanted to play this character next film, and was like, no, let's kill me off.
He looked at the director like, do you want more of this? And the director was like, shoot him, Massimo.
He's like, fun fact, none of you realize this, we've rigged all of you up with blood guns. Like, just little spurts to explode on you.
They were writing the third script, like, who don't you need? Like, her, bang, her, he can go, the joke, yeah, no, kill Massimo's twin brother.
Yeah, they're just like, can you believe we're going to have 365 Days version of the Red Wedding? And it's going to play beautifully on screen.
Then we're left with just Massimo and Nacho.
Nacho turns the gun to Massimo. This is his chance to take over.
Yeah, and win Laura's love, even though she is very dead.
Even though she's bleeding out on the floor below
Yeah.
them. Nacho kissed her, so Nacho should be very upset with the situation. He walks away.
He walks away.
He's on to the next day. He pulls a Jacob. He's like,
does
I'm
it.
off.
He's
I'm off
like,
for
off.
a bit.
I'll come back as a little wolf. Massimo is holding Laura in his dying arms. In her dying arms.
She's dying in his arms.
His arms are dying in her arms, and the arms of the deaf have captured her, and now he's lying.
Laura
in
and
the death.
Massimo are both armless, dead.
Yeah. Both of them shot off, rigged to explode.
Yep. That's the end of the film.
Cut to black.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Again, they've got me in for a third. It's so annoying. I hate them so much, but wow, what an ending.
These films, it happened with After.
Oh my
It's
God.
happened with like the 50 Shades. There's nothing, and you're just angry. And then the last 3 seconds are like, what do we give you 58 twists and see if anything
It's
sticks?
just bizarre. How is nobody like, maybe this one should have a 3-act structure, just so there's things happening throughout it and conflict and little highs and lows. And they're just like, nah, put it all at the end. All of it at the end.
Because it's not like it's sex heavy. I get, because at the start I'm like, all right, they've gone, all right, sex sells, let's just commit to that. And I was like, well, this is going to be a bad episode. And then they were like, well, we just stopped. Well, we stopped and had nothing for an hour.
Man, we padded this episode out well. Go us. And for the listener at home, you probably did not enjoy this, but my God, I'm proud of us for padding
We
this
watched
out.
this movie, so that's a win on us.
Isn't it crazy? For a movie that's an hour and 50 minutes long, we could not even talk about it for an hour.
I don't think
That's how little happens in the
I
film.
think genuinely, if like it's the least amount of notes I have. That like, and I kept writing notes, and they'd end in a sentence just like they're at a ball, and then the scene would end going, we'll cross that out.
Yeah, they enter a scene as quick as they leave a scene.
Yeah.
So no scene lasts very long.
No.
But you can't hear the dialogue over the fucking soundtrack anyway.
Oh my God. And there's so many subplots just thrown in though. Like we don't really. There's like one like Ogler and.
Is she ever going to pay off for these film series?
don't
Is she ever
think
gonna,
so.
Is she the Rita Ora of these?
These like their relationship kind of ends, and like also there's so many subplots dropped. them as a couple, Laura's fashion school that she got given and then immediately dropped, the sister being pregnant. There's a lot of things that like were things they're like, let's set up this and then drop it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to come back in the third.
No, I don't think so.
No.
But
The parents were at the wedding. That was a big
Yeah.
conflict of the first one.
it's like the people that wrote this one didn't watch the first one.
No, but they got given all the actors rocked up. They're like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I'm the mum." It's like, okay, you're
I'm
at a
surprised it
wedding.
can't be like based on somebody recounting the events verbally.
They
to
listened
me.
to this podcast. They were like, oh, "God, okay, let's write a script on that." We've got days.
Oscar, who would watch 365 days this day?
I think if you blackmailed the Netflix and you said, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot you unless you put my song in the movie," then you'd watch that. However, the Netflix company had, I think, 58,000 people do that to them in one day. Could you believe it? So everyone that said, "I'll kill you if you don't put my song in the film," must have watched just to check if their film song was in it. And every single song was. I think every song under the earth was in this movie.
It was like a whole soundtrack of somebody's shuffle. You know when it used to be like you could shake your shuffle and it would go to the next song?
Yeah.
It's like it's been left in someone's pocket while they run. So it's just shuffling in quick succession the
And they
entire
didn't
film.
have, they had, I think it feels like royalty-free music, but royalty-free pop music, which they've added the lyrics in to make it sort of attached to the song.
Each one sort of sounds like some other artist.
Yeah.
So it's like, this one sounds like Billie Eilish. This one sounds like Ed Sheeran. But they're not.
They're
But
not.
they sound it.
Yeah. I don't know who's making this kind of music, really, because it's not like...
Should be us.
It should be us. It could be a good cap. If we can get a song into the third one, we're good to go.
She's shot! Oh no. Gotta get her to the hospital.
Yeah, honestly, if it had that throughout the film, it'd be great. If it was a musical, great.
If it was somebody improving music over the top of this, that'd be fun.
That'd be a 5 out of 5
That'd be a 10 out of 10.
Oh my
Or a
goodness.
20 out of 20.
Yeah.
But all
Or
the...
365 out of 365.
Don't be silly. Don't you dare be this fucking silly on the
I'm
podcast.
a silly little goose, okay? Carl, who would watch 360 Days this day?
Look, I guess if you want porn, it's the beginning's pretty much porn.
Yep.
And then for the rest of the movie, I don't know if you're a big fan of eggs, I guess they get their dues.
You know what? This is the perfect... You know actually who this exactly is for? It's for people putting on a movie to fuck, and then they stop 40 minutes. I don't think anyone's watched the next 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just here's
I reckon
the
we'll be some of the few people to have finished this film.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be a success? Oh, we're pretty early to this. Do you think it's gonna be? Do you think they're gonna push as much for this one?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll take its time. I don't know. I hope it's not. Genuinely, we should stop rewarding these sorts of films. You know what's great on Netflix at the moment is the show Heartstopper. It's lovely and adorable, and I hope it gets a season 2. So you know what? Don't watch this, listener. Go and watch Heartstopper.
But keep listening to this episode. I'm sure.
Keep listening to us.
Yeah.
Don't watch the film. Go watch Heartstopper. Get me a season 2, damn it.
That's weird. I'm recommending this film and disrespecting whatever Carl said. Do not watch.
Had you watched Heartstopper, you would not be disrespecting it. You'd be like, oh wow, that's fucking charming. It's British. I'm sure you'd like it.
I'm in. If there's anything like Midsummer Murders, you count me in.
I mean, it's nothing, but it's just as lovely and whimsy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Palette cleanser?
I think we both have a similar movie we want to chat about.
Everything,
Always. Everything all at once.
everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everywhere
All at
was.
once. Gets harder to co-host.
It's a
and
new
co-host.
A24 film. It's blowing up on IMDb and Letterboxd. Everyone loves it. It's a portal film where they go into multiverse.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
High recommend. I
Yeah.
get what everyone's hyped about. It nails it. It really shouldn't. It's crazy. I don't even know how you begin to write, shoot, edit anything of this movie.
No, it costs 25 million, which I think is crazy.
Which is 5 million less than Netflix has spent on each episode of the new season of Stranger Things.
I don't mind. People keep saying that sort of statistic. I don't mind it because it's like it's their big thing.
Yeah.
But there's like I don't know, like Red Notice. Imagine making 8 of those films or Red Notice.
I just think it's wild that television's getting to a point where they're like, oh, we've spent $30 million on like 40 minutes.
That is crazy, isn't it? But they're gonna have such stunning moles. Oh, the 80s. Oh. Yeah, no, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is terrific.
The performances across the board are also just stellar. I would love for this film to get some Oscar love. It's probably too early in the year for it to be remembered come Oscar season, but
I think it might. It like honestly, like the IMDb scores, the Letterboxd, and the critic scores are so high. I think it's gonna get something.
I just kind of think A24 is not great at running an Oscar campaign. I think their movies are always just like they're never given their dues.
No.
So, anyway. But is it on A24? Is this made by A24 or distributed by A24?
I think it's distributed.
Okay.
I think
All
so.
right. But does then A24 run the campaign?
No, maybe they made this one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It definitely deserves something.
Who knows how distribution works? That's
We
not what
don't.
we're talking about.
No, we just go to surface level movie. That's all we're here for, baby.
That's all we're here for.
Big recommend on that.
It was easily the most palate cleansing film of the year. I was on a high after the movie. I was in a great mood.
It's so much fun. It gets the tone right. The fact that the plot is like understandable is like a miracle, I think.
It's also I think you're right. It's super accessible to anybody, I think. Like I saw it in a pretty packed cinema, huge demo of Ages. I think everybody was on board for that movie. I was crying at the end. Other people were crying at the end. It's touching. So I was within the first 15 minutes of the movie. I definitely did not think I was going to be crying by the end of it.
No.
Also, did we already discuss that at like 2 hours 20? It breezes by.
Oh my god! Right.
So
I was
well
so
paced.
surprised. I was like, God, I've been in the cinema for a while. What's my take? It's 2 hours 20.
Yeah.
But it packs a lot in for that.
Yeah.
Big recommend on that.
Big recommend. All right, Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Why, Carl, we're jumping into the Fantastic Beasts. We're covering a little mini on the 3 so far. We pre-recorded this one. Guess what? We didn't know it was going to be cancelled.
Yeah, so basically that that series probably won't continue. But we have a fun discussion anyway. I liked the third one. Thought it was fun. People are mean. You're mean.
I was mean. I didn't see it and
You're
I
mean.
shat on it.
You're mean to Eddie. Little red man. You're mean to the Danish girl.
Oh, no, Eisenhower. I'm just a bit nervous because I've got a briefcase. I hate him.
God, why is your go-to impression always Tom Holland? What are you doing? What are you on about?
I channel him. I can't channel him. Oh, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.